Tropical storm Emily, as we mentioned a minute ago, seemed to take a lot of people by surprise, including two brothers from Tampa. They had to be rescued by the Coast Guard off the coast of St. Petersburg today. And now one of the officers who rescued them has a message for other boaters. Fox 13's Crystal Clark joins us now with a lot more. First of all, Crystal, what caused their boat to sink?
Well, Kelly, the engine on their fishing boat actually died, and then shortly after that, they began taking on water. Now, the Coast Guard says in this case, the strong winds actually helped the men drift to safety, so they were able to hold on until they could call for help. But being out in the water during a tropical storm, they say, was just a very risky move. From the window of a Coast Guard vessel, you see Tung Lee and Tan Lee, Tampa brothers, whose day on the water Monday ended in a rescue.
They were extremely relieved when they saw us down there waving their hands and everything.
Petty Officer Alejandro Diaz is who they have to thank. Diaz and other Coast Guard members got a 911 call just before 10 a.m. from the Lee brothers. They said the engine of their 17-foot fishing boat died, and they began taking on water. Gusting winds from Tropical Storm Emily pushed the men toward a range light where they were able to tie up the boat and cling to the marker until help arrived.
They could have slipped and fall into the water, which is 30 to 45 feet, and the current was ripping out of there, so they could have easily got swept out.
The men told Diaz they thought the wind and rain were dying down while they were at sea, but he says he's learned from 8 years with the Guard, you can never underestimate a storm.
You know, it's imperative that every mariner or boater check their local weather forecast prior to getting out there. And not only that, but do a thorough check on your engines as well and all your safety gear.
Within 30 minutes of the Lee brothers' call for help, they were rescued. They made it back to dry land with no injuries, but Officer Diaz says his crew is staying prepared with several months left in the hurricane season.
Usually when severe weather hits, there's always something that goes on, especially us in Tampa Bay region. It's a huge area.
Well, tonight the brothers' boat is still in the bay. Now, we did try reaching out to them for a comment, and they weren't interested in talking, which is understandable after such a frightening ordeal. However, something the Coast Guard actually commended them on is that both men were wearing life jackets. Kelly?
All right. Thank you so much, Crystal.